unlimited resource, unlimited reserves of heaven's supply, waiting for the church to pray. Call on me, and I will answer you. Call on me, and I will answer you. Wait on me, and I will lift you up. Call on me, and I will answer you. Angels standing by, waiting for the call, coming from the ones who pray. I have paid the price. I have paid the price for everything you just receive them, just receive them as you pray. Call on me, and I will answer you. Call on me right now. Call on me, and I will answer you. If you wait on me right now, wait on me, and I will lift you up. Call on me, and I will answer you. Call right now. Yeah. For whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. If you wait on me right now, me and I will lift.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Once again, welcome to No Conference 2025. This is the last session for today, 2025 session for No Conference, and this is officially day 5. Today, we have learned a lot from Mrs. Tega, the previous speaker. So if you were not connected, you have YouTube to go and rewatch the video. Now, I want you to do something for me. Don't just watch this video alone. Don't be selfish. Don't be selfish. Don't watch this video alone. Invite your friends, invite your family, like, share, subscribe. I want you to bring other people to be a partaker of this session tonight. I want you to go on all social media handles. Do what you're supposed to do so everybody knows that No Conference 2025 is active. We are active right now. So without wasting much time, I know Mrs. Stella has something to tell us. Ma, the floor is all yours.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. Welcome to the last session for today. We are having an all-important conversation. You'll see our children are growing, new careers are emerging, and some careers are going extinct. And then you don't just sit and watch. There's so much we can do in helping our children. That's why we are the parent, that's why we are the significant adult. We'll be looking at helping our children choose careers, helping our children in their career area. Sorry, permit me to get the topic correctly so I don't make a mistake. Okay, standing strong, guiding your words into making right career choices, leveraging on the tech space. You and I know that tech is the in thing, and then our children have to leverage on it. But then we have a professional here to speak to us. I have never seen career and leveraging on tech space being defined in its simplest form that even a semi-literate adult will understand before, like Mr. Charles has done. I've listened to him talk about career, listened to him talk about leveraging on tech space in the most simplified way ever. He makes it so simple for anybody to understand. And I believe that this evening God is going to be using him as a vessel, as a tool to bring this message to us once again on career, leveraging on tech, helping our children. I want us to listen carefully. I want us to be open minded to what the Holy Spirit will be saying to us through Mr. Charles. Remember, this place, we are here for a spiritual exercise. We're not just here for a parent conference. No, there's a difference. We are not just as significant adults to listen in no conference. No, there's a difference. This is faith based. So be opening our spirits to the Lord to speak to us when it comes to helping our children in the area of their career choices and then leveraging on tech, on the tech space. We trust God that He will use him. Our own is to open ourselves to what the Lord will be saying to us. Stay focused. Get your writing material and write. Ask the Lord to give you clarity in every area or any area of your career, even for yourself, because I won't be surprised that some of the things He will be saying will first be speaking to us, the adults, the parents, then before the children who we are to guide. Please, let's be focused. And then, as much as we can, please document not just what He's saying, but also what the Lord is saying to you in this conference. Once again, thank you so much for being here, and so also thank you, Mr. Charles, for also being here this evening. God bless you.
All right, thank you so much, Mrs. Stella. Once again, thank you so much for this amazing opportunity, ATQ. Before we bring the speaker on the stage, let us watch this very short biography of our speaker.
Charles Onoha is a trained engineer, self-taught programmer, lecturer, and a blockchain researcher in computer science. He has lectured and taught thousands of youths for over 15 years and counting. An IBM-trained application security awardee and information technology consultant, he runs an organization that caters for the technological needs of individuals and small businesses. He uses his organization to mentor young men and women who desire to progress in diverse fields of endeavor. He is a prolific writer who has authored over 14 books and holds series of webinars and seminars weekly. He is the founder of 6 Point Solutions Consult Limited, Timeless Foods, and the Challenge Circle. He runs a paid mentorship group called Core Circle, where members have access to premium paid software all year round. Charles is married with a son and resides in Abuja. Welcome Mr. Charles Onoha as he speaks on the topic, Standing Strong, Guiding Your Words into Making Right Career Choices, Leveraging on the Tech Space.
Before we invite our speaker, I want everybody to get their writing materials. Please do not watch this alone. Do not watch this alone. Get your friends, get your family, post it on your social media handle. Let people know that something is happening on YouTube, sponsored by No Conference. Good evening, Mr. Charles. How are you doing today?
I'm very fine, thank you, Priscilla.
And
Good
how has
evening.
been the weather in Abuja lately?
Very cool. Very cool.
All right, the floor is all yours for 45 minutes.
All right. Thank you so much. My name is Charles Onoha, and tonight we're going to be looking at how to guide our words, how to help them choose careers, leveraging on the tech space. I'm somebody who didn't start up in the tech space. My parents were not knowledgeable in that field. But somehow I got into that space and I've been in that space for decades. I have helped a lot of people, and I believe that tonight, from the experience I'm going to be sharing, from one or two knowledge we're going to be receiving tonight, we'll be able to help ourselves and then help our words to find profitable careers that are based on their interest, their passions, and they are also relevant in the years to come. And of course, you cannot help somebody if you have not been helped. You don't have to be a tech person, but you have to be a tech aware parent, a tech aware guardian to be able to help others who want to push into the tech space. So I'll be sharing my screen and I'll be using a couple of slides. I expect that you pay rapt attention, put your questions down. I'll be ready to attend to all your questions right after the presentation. So I'll be sharing my screen in a few minutes. Okay. I want to be sure if you can see my screen right now. Can you? All right. So we're looking at guiding your words into making right career choices, leveraging on the tech space. This is No Conference 2025, and our theme is standing strong. If your word has to stand strong, they have to have not just a career, but they must have the right career. And it must be a choice that they make. Most times, you are not to make the choices for them. Even if that's your choice, it has to be their choice in the end. If not, they will go read those careers, they will go study those things for you and not for themselves. So it's okay to have a choice for your word, but ensure that that choice becomes their choice. And in the tech space, it can be a bit confusing. So your choice might not be the best, but give them a direction and they will find the right career choice. So, by means of introduction, there are three basic concepts that you should know even before your word. You have to be self aware. If you are self aware, you'll be able to guide your word into being self aware. You have to also explore the field of tech so that you know how to direct your word. And then you have to plan strategically. Without planning, even if you are aware and you have explored, you may still get it wrong. The world is evolving. And if you are choosing a career, sometimes it's exciting and at other times it's also exasperating. It's stressful, especially when you are considering the tech space. Now, because the industry is dynamic, you need an understanding of whoever is going to be in that tech space. If you don't understand your word well, it's going to be quite difficult to help that word choose a career. And then when you explore the field and strategically plan with respect to market demand, you will get it right. So careers are based on different variables. Based on your skill, based on your knowledge, you could choose a career. I wasn't born with computer skills. I had to learn it in my 200 level. That was where I learned how to use computers and developed a number of skills. But yes, I was interested. And you see, with that interest, I was able to motivate myself without waiting for anyone. And then along the line, I began to weigh what I do with computers with my values. If you just have interests without values, you could actually become a Yahoo boy based on interest. But if your values are rightly placed, you find out that where your interest meets with right moral values, you will be in the right direction. Your aptitudes, your abilities, they all count in choosing your career. Market demand also matters. The number of tech career directions that are already out of the market. Nobody is paying for them. AI has taken over a number of them. And if you are not aware of these things, you may delve into it. And in the next 2 years, you are skilled, but you are broke because the market has no demand for your skill. Also, based on economic factors, you are here. What is happening here? How is your economy? Is it growing? Is it falling? Whether it is growing or falling, it's a problem. And whenever there's a problem, there's always a solution, and that is where you can place yourself. Then, what are the personal circumstances? There are personal things that you go through that will help you choose a career. What are your personal goals? They will also help you. If you are somebody who wants to be skilled in the next 2 years, there is a career for you. If you want to be skilled over the period of 10, 15 years, there is a career for you. And then what are the emerging fields and what are their bases? So, first of all, you need to understand your word. Who is your word? Don't just say he's a child that likes to play. I know he's truthful. He doesn't like to tell lies and all that. Yes, that's a beginning of understanding your word. But you need to understand your word in the level, in the direction of interest. What interests him? What interests her? Does he like building things? If he likes to build things, even if he doesn't have the knowledge of what he's building, but he has that mentality to build and construct things, he may be working towards the engineering direction. If he wants to solve puzzles and analyze why this fits into this. He may be looking at data science. And if he loves to help people, just helping people, normal people, when you get into the tech space, you'll find out that there is an area for helping people, and it's called user experience. That's UX. Now, what are the topics that make them lose track of time? There are some children who love to watch cartoons. When they grow up, they still watch cartoons. When they become adults, they still watch cartoons. Some of us are still in love with cartoons. And you see, whoever you are now is probably who you were as a child. So if you understand yourself, you'll be able to understand your world. What interests your world? Sometimes you don't need to look for it, you will already know. And then you also understand your world based on their strength. What is the strength of your word? Is he analytical? Is he creative? Is he a people person? Or is he detail oriented? You see, for me, I am analytical. I'm also creative. I am detail oriented. And I've learned to become a people person. It means I'm a complex entity. Not everybody will have all this together, but there are people who are called multi-potentialites. They have various skills. Sometimes it can be so confusing. If you have a word like that, it is going to be a bit stressful choosing a particular career for that person, because he's going to be very proficient in almost all the careers that you bring from the tech space. But we'll find out how that plays out. Now, do they learn better by doing? Do they learn better by reading or simply by observing? I learn better by observing, by doing, and by reading. So you can see how complex I am. I know a few people who learn better just by doing. They don't want to read anything. I have a number of them as mentees. I have those who just want to observe. They just watch you and then they know what they are doing. If you want to take them through it, it becomes stressful for them. And then you also understand your world based on values. What do they care about? Money? Flexibility? Do they care about growth? Now, they themselves might not know this, but you will know. When you look at your word, you'll be able to place the person and say, I know this is not somebody who wants to sit in an office, have an office culture. He prefers to work on his own. He prefers to work without supervision. Now, if you understand your word in the area of interest, strengths, and values, it becomes easy to pick a career or to push that word in a career direction. So the first thing is understand who your word is. And even if they are twins, they are two different people. If they are triplets, they are three different people. So understand the entity you are dealing with first before you can help him or her. And then awareness and exposure in the tech direction. Once you've understood your word and you are not aware, you are not properly exposed to the areas of tech, you are still bound to choose wrongly. There are different areas of technology. You don't need to be scared of any of them. If you are not a tech person, calm down. Information is everywhere. With a little tap on your phone and your laptop, you get all the information that you need, even analyzed and simplified. There are different areas in tech and they pertain to different careers. When you talk about software development, these are people who design the software on your phone, the applications on your phone, on your laptop, and on the internet. So when you want to use your banking app, somebody designed it, and that person is called a software developer. You see WhatsApp, you see StreamYard, you see YouTube, you see all the apps we're using, even for communicating now, they are designed by software developers. So when it comes to software development, it is building, it is more like engineering in the software direction. Then when you talk about data science and artificial intelligence, these are people who deal with data. When somebody says, I know that Nigerians like to buy fairly used laptop, it's not because you have seen them in the market buying it. It's because they've analyzed a set of data and they know how many Nigerians are using fairly used laptops. When you hear that 98% of people who use smartphones use Android operating system, it's because there has been an analysis of the data of everyone who is using a smartphone. And so anybody who wants to analyze data, make sense out of data that is collected by consistent activity day to day, that person is likely going into the field of data science and artificial intelligence these days. Game development. A lot of parents don't like their children to play games. I beg you to please allow them to play games. Please allow them to play games. Some of them become developers from the concepts they see in the games. Game development is straightforward. It is also a level of software development, but it is niche specific. So the programmers or the developers are focused on games. And of course, you know what games do: leisure, relaxation, gives you some level of competition, opens logical windows in your head. Game development. When you come to UX UI or UI UX is called user experience stroke user interface design. This is simply how an application looks, the color combinations. When you are entering your username and password, you have to click a button, you have to hit enter. How do you enter? How does it look? What are the things when you use mobile apps like OPay, you do some verifications where you have to turn your head left, turn your head right. All those things are design of the user interface. The user interface is the intermediate section between you, the user, and the technology you are using. So anybody who wants to design a software that helps people to um, increase their efficiency when they use computers, those people are in the direction called user experience and user interface. There are some websites you go to browse and it is just simple. Just simple. You see how Facebook works. It suggests friends for you. It shows you what you like. If you don't like it again, it doesn't bring it back again. Those are user interface and user experience designers. Then when you come to cybersecurity, these are the internet police. These are the ones that try to protect you from worms, from viruses, from hackers, from people who do internet phishing, social engineering. So if you want to be a policeman, if you want to be a security personnel in the software or in the tech space, cybersecurity is where you get into. Cybersecurity is one of the most important sections of IT because if there's no security, everything you have built in years could disappear in seconds. Cloud computing, these are people who make use of the cloud space. When we talk about cloud, what probably comes to your mind is what is above you, right? The cloud is just a space of storage, a space where you can store your software, you could store your data, you could store every single thing that you produce. If you have a phone today and you see backup means send it to another storage location. That storage location is called the cloud. So there are engineers who are specially trained to handle data in the cloud, handle services in the cloud. Every time you type in a website address and it opens, is because that website address is domiciled in a cloud that is active. So every time you come, you can access it. So it's called a cloud because it is believed that every human being can see the cloud from where they are. So cloud computing is basically making information accessible to everybody anywhere they are at any time they need it. Robotics, you are designing machines that will help you automate processes. So from robotics, you go into automation. And what it simply does is instead of you having to stress yourself doing something over and over again, you create a system that duplicates that effort without getting tired. So people in robotics handle both hardware and software. And then you go to animation and design. Of course, is a concept of game development. But what you do here is your graphic design, your pictures, your posters, from still pictures to moving pictures, from images to videos, arts, graphics, anything that is beautiful to the eye and also pleasing to the ears is under animation and digital art. And then you have tech entrepreneurship. These are businessmen in tech. They do not just know the skill, but they convert the skill to business. Everything I've mentioned to you is a pure skill. If you do not have that skill of tech entrepreneurship, you're probably just going to be a tech person who doesn't know how to run business. But when it comes to business of the tech, business of skill, business of talent, you talk about those who are in tech entrepreneurship. What are the action steps you should take to help your words get aware and exposed? Watch documentaries together because they will ask you questions. Attend boot camps and tech events together, even if you don't know what happens in tech. Just be there and you will get a part of it. And then explore online platforms also for tech. The next thing is to discover their interest and strength. Understanding your word does not mean you have discovered where their interest is. No, the interest can be diverse. understand their interests and their strengths. If your ward is creative and visual, he's probably going to be designing interfaces for users. He's going to be doing animation. He's going to be doing game design. If he's analytical and curious, he's always asking questions. He's poking holes. He just wants to. He's going towards data science, artificial intelligence, and cybersecurity, because being curious also involves security. You cannot analyze situations if you're not security minded. And then if the person is a logical problem solver, he's going into software development and software engineering. If he's someone who loves to communicate, he's organized, he's structured, he's going into project management and maybe tech marketing. What are the action steps you should take as you discover their interest and their strength? Observe what excites them. What type of games do they play? What type of apps are they excited? Some people just see the color of apps and they are so excited. They are probably animators in future. What are the puzzles? You see some puzzles, some people try a puzzle level one, level two, and they are done, they are tired, their brains are already, they are fagged out. And some other people are looking to hit the highest point. Once you begin to see these things, you will know that these are their strengths and these are their interests. And then try do it at home, do it yourself projects, DIY projects. Next, you should direct their learning path. Direct them. If the child is between 8 to 13 years, let them begin to learn Scratch, Tinker. Let them go to code.org. Everything I'm calling out here, you can actually Google it and find out what it is all about. Scratch is a beginner level programming language for designed by MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology in the US. It's very simple. No matter your age, you can learn Scratch, and I'm serious about that. Roblox Studio is for game development, and then you can learn HTML and CSS for those between 8 and 13. HTML and CSS are the building blocks for every website that you see. So if they learn that, they can actually design any website of their choice with time. If the person is 14 years and above, he should begin to learn Python. He should begin to learn Python. He should learn web development, not just HTML and CSS, but also JavaScript. And then he should get into app development, begin to design mobile apps, Tonkable, Flutter, Android, iOS, and so many of them. And then he can also learn data and AI. You know, some of these things may look a bit deep. Of course, they are professional pathways, but they have to start when they are young. Their brain can handle these things, and they have no definition of impossibility in their heads. They've not seen the shege that some of us have seen. So they are still hopeful. There's possibility written in every path they face. So please introduce them as early as possible. That is why you are directing their learning path. You may not be learning with them, but make sure you direct them. They're definitely going to learn faster than you, but they need that direction. What are the action steps to take? Register them in boot camps. Nile University has a boot camp coming up, I think, in June. It costs about 100,000 for a week or two, and they're going to be learning Arduino. They're going to be learning robotics, hands-on programming, how to design physical robots, and it's going to be a wonderful experience for those of us who might be able to make it. I'll share the information later on. Hire IT-based teachers for your wards. Even if you don't know anything about IT, hire somebody who is in IT, who understands computers and who can speak to these ones. And then encourage them to make mistakes. Please encourage them to make mistakes. If they don't make mistakes, they will not be able to stand. If they don't make mistakes, they will not be able to stand. Please encourage them to make mistakes, encourage them to build things that matter to them. Encourage them to build things that matter to them, not things that matter to you, things that matter to them. And then we have what is called the real world exploration. You see, in the real world exploration, this is how it works. Allow them to speak to those who are in the field. I remember one day, one of my mentees' mom called me and said, "My son says he wants to speak to you. He's getting into 100 level and he wants to study cybersecurity. And I don't understand some of the things he's saying. Please, can you speak with him?" And I said, yes. I took the phone. And while we were speaking, it was on speaker. And after we were done talking, the mom picked it up and said, "Now I understand why my son wanted to speak to you. You, as the parent, you, as the guardian, may not understand. But you see, take your child, hand him over to somebody who is in tech, and let them speak. They will begin to speak their jargons, and before you know it, your son will be like, wow, this is where I want to go to. I know what I want to do now. Why? Because there's someone who understands him. I can't count how many young people are spoken to. When their parents just say, my son says he's like computers, I said, please give him my number. Let me speak with him. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You'll be so shocked how those people begin to find their path. Why? Because their questions have been answered. The best thing you can do for a young person is to answer his questions. The best thing you can do for a young person who is your ward or your child is to answer her questions. Once those questions are answered, it solves a lot of puzzles in their heads. Then let them participate in competitions. Don't hold them back. Don't say, no, you want to be a medical doctor. What are you looking for in this place? Allow them. Allow them. What tech does is that it opens up logical functions in their head. Of course, whatever they are going to do in life, they will do better in it because they know tech. Everything is tech. Everything is tech. So whoever does not know tech is heavily disadvantaged. Please let them speak to people who know what is going on and allow them to compete where necessary. Then mindsets, choose their mindset over mastery. Most of us are focused on you must make an A in computer studies. No, it's not about the results, really. It's about the process. It's about the progress. It's about the learning. It's about the mindset. A tech career is not just about writing code. It's much more than that. It is consistent learning. It is problem solving. It is being resilient in whatever it is you are doing. That's what tech does to you. It's not just makes you one coder that, of course, you see a number of people who are online and doing very wrong things. What are they using? They're using tech. But you know what? Their brains were opened and their values were not defined. So they went in the wrong direction. I don't know if you understand. So that mindset is important. There is a way you speak to your young child. There is a way you speak to your word. They develop a mindset today that helps them in their mastery tomorrow. Don't emphasize that they must take first in class. They must do this. They must do this. Am I saying is wrong? No. But if you emphasize that over the values that create their mindset, then you have a lot to worry about. Because whoever takes first in class today, if he faces the wrong direction, he is likely going to take first in that same wrong direction. So that mindset is important. Mindset over mastery, progress over perfection, and collaboration over competition. Telling your child to take first is competition. Like I said, there's nothing wrong in it. When you get into a competition, you should strive to win. But you see, collaboration helps you go further. Collaboration helps you go further. No matter how intelligent you are, you cannot do everything yourself. You need a team of people. When you have a phone, somebody is designing the battery, somebody is designing the screen, somebody is designing the apps, somebody designed the hardware, somebody designed the form factor, and then they bring it out as one device. Worked on by 15, 16, 20, 70, hundreds of engineers. So please ensure that your child collaborates much more than he competes. Now, you need to also connect the dots to real jobs. What type of job are you sensing? Are you feeling? Are you thinking? Are you anticipating that your word is going to carry out in future? What job are you seeing him doing? Right? If he's going to be a user experience designer or an animator, Figma, Blender, these are apps. The ones I made in bold are the apps the person should learn. If the person is in art and tech, he's going to be an animator or UX designer, he will flow with it. If the person loves numbers, data analysis, and AI engineering, if the person is into gaming, game developer, and if he talks, he's somebody who loves to talk, there's still a space in tech for him. He could be a tech sales agent or a product manager. Now, I'm going to show you a roadmap for children starting from the primary school up onto their undergraduate level. This is a roadmap that everyone should have. I'm going to send this slide to us, and you will be able to use it so that you help your words at different stages. Between the ages of 5 and 8, primary 1 to 3, the goal is to build curiosity, understand basic computer skills, and they're going to do it by playing, and they're going to do it by visual experience. So you teach them mouse, keyboard, the basic things that are taught in school, but also help them to understand sequence and patterns. You can also introduce them to block coding. In the middle, tools and platform, these are the apps you are supposed to use. Please Google these apps. You will see these things are online waiting for you. Be Internet Awesome is a website that teaches children about internet safety. Google these things, please, and see how it works. Then you have text activities. These test activities are activities that these children need to go through. Don't say they are too young. They are not too young. They are not. They can begin to make animations. Did you understand what they are doing? Probably not. They don't understand the concept, but they know what they are doing, right? They are supposed to play. Let them play. Primary 4 to 6, ages 9 to 11, the goal is to strengthen them in their problem solving techniques. Introduce them to block coding, and then let them begin to build basic projects. They can download Scratch. Scratch is free, it can be on the phone, it can be on the laptop, it can be on a tablet. Let them create games. I've taught a lot of young children Scratch, and they pick it in a week. In 7 days, they already know how to create a game of their choice. And you'll be so shocked what they will do. Digital art and storytelling, let them begin to learn how to type and then introduce them to robotics. How are you going to introduce them? Like I said, get a tech mentor and direct them to these websites, these tools that I have here for you. If the person is in GSS 1 to GSS 3, they are transitioning now from the play-based, right, to a structured learning. Introduce them to real world applications. Let them begin to learn Python. Python is a basic language that anybody can pick up. So for them in GSS 1 to GSS 3, it is so simple for them to pick up these things. And then basic design of HTML and CSS, let them begin with that. Robotics, digital design, and then let them get into research and Google Workspace. These are the tools you can use. There are websites, the applications you can download, and majority, in fact, all the tools that are here are free for you to start with. These test activities are important. They are important. If you are learning and you are not practicing or producing something, then you may become redundant very soon. If they are in the SS classes, these people are now supposed to deepen their tech. They are no longer playing. They will deepen their skill set. Encourage them to begin to build portfolios. What are portfolios? Samples of works that you have done. You don't just do work and throw it away. No, you keep them. You keep them. They're like broken utensils. You are done with this. Keep it. Of course, in the next few years, you'll be ashamed of what you did. Was it me who was writing this kind of thing? Yes, because of growth. So please encourage them to have a portfolio and help them to align with their possible career path. These are the test activities. These are the tools and platforms. There's Coursera for teens. There's Kaggle for beginners who want to start with data sets. There's Figma for you to design your UI interface. There's W3 schools. There's Solo Learn. I've used a number of these things, and they are very beginner friendly. They are beginner friendly. I say beginner because these are the people who are now beginning to become professionals, right? Then for any undergraduates, maybe for some of us who already have undergraduates who are getting into 100 level and the university and all that, maybe I've missed out in all these parts. Not to worry. The goal here is for them to specialize, but some of them might not specialize because they didn't start early, right? So they could also go back and begin to pick all those stages, the roadmap I have shown you. These people now need to build a tech brand. Your child can begin to build a tech brand from undergraduate. Yes, they are going to school to learn. Tell them to focus on their studies, but alongside, they should begin to build their brand. It is part of the education. It may not be taught in school, but you are part of their educators. So teach them, help them, get them a laptop, let them begin to have accounts online and begin to drop their portfolios over time. If I show you my CV, you'll be so shocked. I started in 200 level. And sometimes when people see my CV, they ask me, can we pay you? You know why? Because I started early and I was documenting all I was doing. They will become advanced software developers before you know it. There's GitHub for them, there's Coursera, there's LinkedIn Learning, AWS, there's LeetCode, and they can become freelancers on Upwork and Fiverr. Host their portfolios online and people can see what they are doing. The portfolio of anybody in a tech career is more respected than his CV. In fact, that is his CV. It's not about what you say you can do, it is what you have done, what you are doing. That is what they want to see. Sometimes it's not how educated you are. In the tech space, your education should translate to um, systems that you have built apps that you have created, solutions that you have found to existing problems. They don't want to know how you analyze the problem. We want to know how did you solve it, and you're going to solve it by your portfolio, by the works you have done. So this is the roadmap for an undergraduate, and if you have a child at this level, they should actually be at this level. But if not, they can pick it up from wherever they are. So this is yearly focus, just summarized based on the years. Then I want to introduce you to roadmap.sh. This is one website that is going to help you in my absence. If you're not able to get across to me, please take this website and let me quickly show you. Okay, after the presentation, I will show you what this does. Or let me just switch my screens and show you exactly what roadmap.sh does. So just give me a minute. I'll be sharing my screen again so that you see roadmap.sh. Okay, so this is roadmap.sh. It's a website that gives you a roadmap. Basically, it is for developers, right? People who are coding. You can see developer roadmap, front end, back end, DevOps. There are many of these things you may not understand. But let's go here. Let's see roadmaps, official roadmaps, AI roadmaps, community roadmaps. Let's look at community roadmaps. Now, what it simply means is that once you have a career direction, this website gives you a roadmap of how to start from a beginner, from a novice to a professional. Community roadmaps are roadmaps that are developed by people under this platform. So let's look for something that we might be able to, okay, this is kid programming, nice. Roadmap for kids to learn programming. When you click on kid programming, somebody has developed a roadmap. Let's see what he says. Introduction to coding concepts. Ages 6 to 8 go this way. Ages 8 upwards come to block-based programming. If you are below 8 years old, go to basic programming concepts. And then it begins to outline every single step you should take. Block-based programming, Scratch Junior. Let me show you this. Introduction to coding concepts. When you click on this, you see it explains the basic things that are in the introduction, right? And then you move down, ages 6 to 8. You are going to be learning basic programming concepts. What is the first thing you should look at? Computer Science Unplugged. Click on it, and it shows you topics that are covered here, algorithms, binary numbers. Don't worry about this even if you don't know it. It's a roadmap for someone who wants to learn programming as a kid. When he clicks on algorithm, learn how to break tasks into step-by-step instructions. You see, that's already what an algorithm is. Once you break a task into step-by-step instructions, it is called an algorithm. These activities include making a peanut butter sandwich step-by-step or sorting items by size. What is an algorithm for kids? Free resources. So it also shows you resources for this roadmap. How easy can life get? And when you click on this resource, let's see where it takes us to. Of course, it takes you to a website that explains everything about that resource. Okay, here it says we couldn't find the page we're looking for, but it attaches you to different websites, different resources. When we come to sorting, data representation, pathfinding, logic challenges, you see, kids logic puzzles. It's a website. Let's click on this and see. So once you come to roadmap.sh, you'll be able to pick, okay, now this is a puzzle pack, a challenge for kids. You can download it and then begin to see what happens here. You can read about it, and your kid will be so excited. Some of these things are not things you go and find on YouTube. There's a concept for YouTube, is actually video based. But when you come to roadmap.sh, it actually shows you a roadmap for anybody who wants to learn in the tech space, though it is tailored to developers. But please take down roadmaps.sh, roadmap, no S, roadmap.sh, and it will greatly help you. All right, let's go back to the presentation as we round up. Yeah, so I've shown you what roadmap.sh does. So when you go there, you could begin to navigate Pick any roadmap. In fact, there's an AI roadmap. What it does is tell the AI that you want a roadmap for a child who wants to learn graphic design, and it will pull out the roadmap for you. It's there. Once you go to roadmap.sh, under roadmaps, you see community roadmaps, you see AI roadmaps before community roadmaps. All right. So in closing, you need to be a supportive parent. You need to be a supportive parent. There are some parents who tell me, I don't allow my child to play games. You're not being supportive. You're not being supportive. Choose the games your child plays. I encourage children to play games. In fact, long ago, when we were teaching hardware engineering using desktops, when we're teaching young people how to repair laptops and desktops, the first thing we do is to teach them how to play games. We use Zuma. I don't know if you know Zuma. We teach them how to hold a mouse. The essence of that is to get them comfortable with the system they are going to repair. There's what games do. Of course, if they play it so much, it could deviate their focus. That's why you are there. But please encourage them. Encourage journaling, writing. Get them a diary. Let them write with their hands or let them write digitally. So they could get Google Keep, they could have a normal notepad on their phones, on their tabs, on their laptops. If they don't have, allow them to use yours and let them write what they did today, what the questions that they are struggling with. Let them just write. The more they write, the more they begin to understand the problem they are facing. The more they begin to understand the solution they are looking for. And the more they begin to understand the solution. Also encourage them to build a digital portfolio, especially when they get into the secondary school, junior secondary school. Let them begin to build a digital portfolio. Introduce them to tech mentors. I cannot overemphasize this. You give birth to your child, but you are not the only person who will train your child, especially in the tech space. Get a tech mentor. I have a mentorship group with over 800 people in that mentorship group. Still, I have people that call me daily, chat me daily for one question or the other. And you'll be so shocked how an answer to a single question redirects your word in the right direction. Then you can host one or two competitions amongst even your family members. Play games. Have a virtual reality game. And once children come, I encourage them to play games and compete among themselves. Healthy competition. There is no gift, no prize. We just want to know who is better. During my last birthday, we did an online game, and I found out that a number of people were so smart in those games. And I could imagine that if they were in the tech space, what they would have done. Please encourage such competitions and then praise the efforts, praise their curiosity, praise their consistency. Because you see, some of these things every day are pressing computer, make sure they are pressing the correct thing, first of all, and then allow them. Because there is something they are going to find out that will even help them to prevent other children from always playing on the computer incessantly, right? So please make sure you are supporting your children because the tech space is really dynamic. If you are not encouraging or supporting them, you could actually lose that motivation. Let me tell you a story as we end. Two young boys came to me. Their mothers released them to me. And I noticed that these two young boys love to play games. In fact, they were better gamers than I was. I began to learn games with them. I began to play with them. Of course, I was their mentor, I was their boss, but we began to play. As we began to play, I noticed that mentee A was focused on the technology of the games, how the ball was going. He was looking beyond the excitement of the game. And Mentee B was focused on he wants to win. Anytime he loses, his spirit is down and all that. And I found out their strength from those games. Today, as I speak to you, this is years later. One of them is a game programmer. One of them is a game programmer. He's programming his own games using Unity engine, C Sharp, C++. He's fully into game programming, though he's still an undergraduate. Why the other person is not into game programming? He's into education. He prefers to teach people. This other one, who is a game programmer, doesn't like to teach. He doesn't even like to talk. He just wants to sit in one corner and program his games. And the other person is taking tutorials. In fact, he's currently the president of his association, and they are focused on educating people, taking tutorials from here to here, and both of them are almost in first class. They are good, they are in games, but they are in two different directions. One is in education, grooming people, the other is in the professional field and creating solutions. So please be as supportive as you can to your words, because their career paths get brighter and brighter as they grow and as they are guided. And I want to believe that with the little that we have shared today, you have enough experience at least to direct your word. In fact, as I know that as we're sharing all this, you were seeing your word, you were seeing where your word was placed, and you were seeing how you could get help. So I strongly believe you have questions. And that is why I'm going to stop at this particular place and say thank you so much for listening. I hope that a number of things I said solved some problems for you. A number of things I said created some problems for you. And I believe that some of them also confused you. So if you bring out your questions, we'll be able to attend to them. And I wish you the very best as you guide your word to pick the right career, leveraging on the tech space. My name is Charles Onoha again, and thank you so much for learning with me. Thank you.
Much, sir. That was an amazing session. Just before you go and take your water break, someone asked the question: how can one join the tech mentorship?
All right. I don't know what tech mentorship particularly he's referring to. If you are talking about joining my mentorship group, I will send the links, the terms and conditions. If you are talking about the Nile boot camp I talked about, I will also send the link. Now, if you want to join a tech mentorship that isn't mine, you could go online and search for some of these tech mentorships. Some of them are short time based, some of them are over a period of time. Personally, for me, mentorship is different from coaching. When you see mentors, mentors are people who have lived the life and they want others to walk in the steps. So I, as a mentor, I try to teach young people based on my experience. I'm not motivating you to go and do what you want to do. I'm trying to walk you through. So if you are talking about joining my tech mentorship, I have both a WhatsApp group, it's called the Common Circle, and I have the Telegram group, it's called the Core Circle. There are different levels, but I have people who are in secondary school in that group, and now people who are professional programmers for 10 to 15 years in the same group. So it's a collection of a lot. And anybody who joins that group is going to be confused at some point, is going to learn at some point, is also going to be solving other people's problems at some point. So if you want to join my tech mentorship group, it's basically a WhatsApp group and a Telegram group. And I could share the links to those groups to the facilitator, the coordinator of this conference after now. Thank you. I hope I answered that question.
All right, thank you so much. We really appreciate. All right, now, he said so many things, and I guess we got a whole lot of value from what he said. Now, there is so much money to be made on the internet. Now, the question is, what have you been doing with the internet? What have you been doing with your time? Have you been just going through TikTok and Instagram and Twitter, swiping and swiping? What have you been doing to develop yourself? Now, someone said something. The illiterate of the 21st century is not someone who cannot read or write, but someone who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. There is so much to learn on the internet space. And if you have not started putting your children through, or you've not started finding out where they have to specialize in, you are really, really making a big mistake. Before going ahead, let us listen to Mrs. Stella because I know she has so much to say. Welcome, ma.
All right, thank you so much, Priscilla, for bringing me back. Thank you, Mr. Charles, for pointing out once again. If you were at the SOA conference for secondary school students, he took his time also to break things down for these children. I remember after Uncle Prie's session, And then his session, I said something funny, and I'm going to say it here now. I said, growing up, I remember when our parents will tell us to come and change the television, the remote will tell us to come and use the remote and, change the channel for them because they really couldn't operate it. If you and I are not careful, our own will not be television and remote. It will be something else, but that looks like it. Because at that their time, our own parents' time, televisions with remote were coming out, and so many of them couldn't operate it. Things are changing, dear parents. We need to upgrade, especially in this tech space. I remember being in one of those classes with the children. I think it was Uncle Priya's class first, then his class, especially Uncle Priya's class during SOA conference. And so many things they were saying, in all honesty, they were speaking English, but I was not understanding as a parent. And children were understanding. That those two classes were the best classes according to my son and a few children I asked, that those classes were their best classes because it was tech-based classes. But for me as an adult, it was as if they were speaking foreign language. What am I saying? Parents, there is a whole lot we need to do. We need to start learning, not just for our children, also for ourselves. The tech world is open to everybody, including you and I. If you know how to open a laptop and close it and go and do a few things, that era is long going. There is so much we can begin to learn also. And thank you so much for telling us ways we can encourage our children, how we can be supportive parents. Gone are the days when you will fight them for things we don't understand. Things we don't Gone are the days. Let's stop fighting our children for things we don't understand. Let's seek to understand so that we can support them. And he gave us so many ways we can support them. And something he said, the best thing you can do for a young person is to answer his or her questions. Answer his or her questions. I wrote so many things here, and so many comments have been coming in. Please put out the comments so that we can read them. Peculiar Things is saying, yes, so those sessions during SOA conference were eye-opening. I'm telling you, if your child was in SOA conference and you sat by that child, you may have been hearing and listening, but you were not understanding what these children were understanding. What are we saying? These children are smarter. So let's treat them like that. Let's stop dulling the moment for them with the things we don't understand. So much to learn and guide our children through. Wow, thank you so much, sir. The comments are coming in. Um, I'm trying to get some of the comments. So much to learn and guide our children through. Sometimes it is overwhelming. Yeah, that's true. Sometimes it's overwhelming. But then those are some of the sacrifices we need to make as parents. Sim Bivan is saying thank you, sir. Please, if you have your questions, please put it out here so that he can come and answer our questions. Share all along. We've been telling our children to run away from screen. Hey, they are on the screen too much. Oh, let them not touch screen. And this is somebody here today telling us to give them screen, allow them play games. When people are saying no, 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 yes, the fire emoji from a eye-opening session. Exactly, eye-opening session. So every time we have been saying screen no, we are shouting, they're on the screen, they are playing too much game, and somebody is telling us today that the game they are playing is also important to them when it comes to technology. Thank you for this information, sir. So please, sir, my own question, while we are waiting for other questions, how do we balance this thing? Because we know that game can be addictive, screen time can be addictive. How do we balance screen time for our children? Okay, we have a question. How do you get your children interested in tech when they have no interest at all? That's a question.
Okay. Thank you for this question. I believe that every child is interested in tech. We just haven't found the particular tech that interests the child. And sometimes your environment is limiting. Your environment is very limiting. When you take a child to an amusement park, it's not everything in that park that amuses the child. It's not everything in that park that amuses the child. There are some, now, even depending on the gender of the child, the females run in a particular direction, the males run in a particular direction. And when you get to the males, some are in this direction, some are in this direction. So, taking an example of an amusement park, when you go there, there are some children who don't like height. When you see that spinning wheel, no, they are not ready to go there. They are so scared of height. Now, when you see those things, you will know that for a child, that particular plaything is not amusing to him, it's scary. And there's some level of tech that you surround yourself with or that is in your house that your child is not interested in. But when you expose that child, you will see that there is tech that the child is interested in. So I will say, one, you have not found the tech that the child is interested in. It's easy for me to know if I speak with that child. Why? Because I've spoken with a number of children and I've gone through a lot of technology, sometimes to make money, sometimes to teach someone else. So my exposure is broader. Every child is interested in tech. But the first thing we do for children is to help them to remove the fear of tech. Once that fear is out, you will see the interest. Some of them have been told that you see this screen, it will damage your eyes. You see this keyboard, if you keep using it, you will not know anything in this life. They've heard some very funny things. So, because of that, they've lost complete interest. But once they speak with somebody, it's like saying a child is not interested in anything. Tech has taken over everything, irrespective of what the child wants to do. He wants to be a seamstress, he wants to be a chef, he wants to be a pilot, whatever it is, there is a tech for every child. And one of the first things to do to make your child interested is exposure. Watch some documentaries, expose the child to some things. And once the child sees those things, you see the interest will come. How does the interest come? You begin to hear questions. Sometimes there are questions you can't answer. And mommy, this thing that I saw it here. That is interest. And if you pick up from that interest, you see that the child quickly activates and builds into it. So I'll say you've not found the particular aspect of technology that that child is interested in. Most times it's easier for them to watch cartoons and play games. Expose them to that. You'll find out that as they watch those cartoons and play those games, they'll begin to ask one or two questions, or they'll be excited at some things they are seeing. There are some boys who are, once they see guns, they're happy about it, and parents don't like it. They don't like it. But I hope you know that we have the military. We have people who are designing guns for security. We have people who are analyzing. It's not always negative. We like to think negative a lot of times, but there is a positive aspect to it, right? So please let's be open-minded. Expose your child, but let it be a controlled exposure, meaning that you are in the presence of the exposure to tell the child what is right and what is wrong. Because a day is coming when you will not be there, and the child needs your blueprint in his head to interpret what is right and what is wrong.
Oh my goodness. Well done. Thank you so much, sir, for such. Why I was smiling is that while you are talking about the use of gun and the gun technology, my son just came in with the gun he just made, and he was trying to do quack 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 quack. So
You see?
that's part of the screen of technology of gun that I was telling you sometime about, and then about my boys. I don't know, sweetie. Go. I'm still in a session. Bye bye. Okay. There's something. If you were in our session yesterday, can I be seen? Can I be heard? It's like I'm frozen. Okay. I don't know if I can be heard.
I
Is
can
it
see
me?
you, I can
Is it
hear
my
you.
network? Okay. Okay, so since yesterday, that's something that if you have followed, we're talking about community parenting. It used to be, and somehow we lost community parenting, where we believe that everybody could parent a child. But it's beginning to come back, but in another way. What do we mean? You can't parent your child alone. Get mentors. In this tech space now, there are so many things they will be asking you honestly, in all sincerity, you will know. because it's not your line. But imagine you have a tech mentor in your child's life. You strategically have placed a tech mentor in your child's life, a go-to person. Your child can always ask questions and then be guided, and then be guided. So please begin to, he will drop his contact so that if you can, and I said it last time, saying thank God he's now in Abuja. Abuja people, praise the Lord, hallelujah, we won. He's now in Abuja. So we have other questions. I think one, somebody saying, can our children still access the SOA conference program? Yes, the materials, the videos for SOA conference, it's available, but it's a premium content because we streamed it on our private channel. So you pay a token and then we add it to the community and then you watch the videos. Okay, then thank you so much for the enlightening session. For adults, which areas can we delve into? After all, lifelong learning is key. So yeah, as adults,
Well,
how do we
if I
help
were to
ourselves?
answer that question, I would ask, what is your mission? What is your target? What is your goal? Are you coming into it for money? Because I know most of us are not coming into it to become professionals. Are you coming into it to learn so that you can mentor others? If you are coming into it for money, just start looking towards AI. Go and study AI. Why? Because AI is not so technical. Of course, what the foundation is very technical. In fact, it is so deep in tech. And there's something about technology. The deeper the tech, the easier it is for the users. It is so complex in the background. Once it is so complex behind, it becomes so easy to the users. AI is so easy to use, but if you study the models of AI, you'll know it's a different world on its own. You have to be deep into mathematics, into so many things that you don't have the lifetime to do. But if it is in terms of using AI, you can actually sit on AI and generate money without having that experiential knowledge that people expect you to have. You can use AI to program apps. You can use AI to build websites. You can use AI to even do what we're doing now. Create an avatar for yourself, give AI a sample of what you've written, and tell it to speak in this manner for the next 15 minutes on a particular topic. And AI will speak as if you are the person. You can actually write a particular document and ask AI to do a podcast on it. And Mrs. Stella doesn't have to be here. I don't have to be here. AI will create different avatars, stage a question and answer session, and they will ask and they will answer, and you'll be sleeping in your house. And this can be done in 5 minutes, 5 minutes or less. So if you want to make money, go and use AI, because AI takes you from zero to hero without you knowing anything. But if you want to know something, if you want to understand the concept of what you are doing, you will still start from A is for Apple. So you will also have to understand what is your interest, what is your passion, and then plug into it. So for adults, first of all, you have a lot of responsibilities. You don't have so much time. You are not as patient as you thought you were when you were single without a spouse and a child. And with the economic condition right now and your age, you can begin to slip off when you should be learning. All these things are things you have to take into cognizance before you start learning. But primarily, I'll just ask every adult to go and learn AI. Why? Because it is the future, and it's if you know how to do AI prompting, you can answer a lot of questions for yourself. Then you can also get into management. So you could just learn how to do some level of tech management. You don't need to go deep into it. Just get some basic knowledge and be able to direct the gurus into what they are supposed to do. But I would recommend AI for any adult, irrespective of what you know and what you don't know, what you do and what you don't do. AI has a section for you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I think very soon we will start doing, is it human authentication before anybody does anything online. We will say, is it you open your mouth, close it, turn your head left, turn it right, take it up, take it. So that will be sure AI isn't talking to us because the AI thing it's becoming I don't know if this is the right word to use. It's becoming more real, realer. I don't know if that's a word than it used to be. Some things you have to look again before you identify that this is AI generated. So it keeps getting better. Somebody is saying, okay, Sim is saying, this is not really a question but a comment. This concerns me. Oh. Isn't AI taking over the world and all we do?
I'll say yes and I'll say no. AI is taking over a lot of activities. In
Hmm.
Africa, many years ago, if you're a woman who refuses to wash your clothes, you are lazy. If you don't sweep your house yourself, you are lazy. In fact, you are not a wife material because of development. But every woman knows that washing machine is a blessing, especially depending on the number of children you have. If you even have boys, they are going to be dirtier. The stains on their clothes is harder to remove. And a washing machine will save you that stress. If you have a robotic cleaner, your floor is tiled, you can just set up your robot and it cleans the house when you are away, when you are sleeping. And you see, all these things that we took pride in doing many years ago, when machines came, we found out that we could use our lives to do better things. That's what AI is doing now. AI is trying to take over anything that can be automated, anything that can be repetitive, anything that a computer can do, you don't need to stress yourself doing it. That's what AI is doing. So yes, if our world is made up of these simple automations and these simple things that we think is a lot of work, then AI is taking over the world. But there are so many things AI cannot take over. AI can still not cook our meals, but it can give us recipes. AI can still not inject us. AI, there are some medical things AI cannot do, but there are some medical things that AI has taken over. Now, the 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 concept behind this is find out the things that are replaceable by AI and then learn AI. Find out the things that are not replaceable by AI and then begin to do them yourself. For everybody who is a programmer, AI is taking over programming. So even if you are the best programmer,
Hmm.
you may think for 5 minutes. AI will do what you are supposed to do in 2 months, in 10 minutes, and it will be better presented without a mistake. Why? Because it has sequenced that logical concept and just pours it out there. But of course, when you need to make comments in a meeting, when you need to criticize and analyze some things as a human being, your thinking faculty is called into place and AI cannot replace it. So AI is replacing a lot of things in the world, but no, AI is not replacing everything in the world. It's just that in the next few years, we are going to have a world that looks as if there are some human beings that are useless. They have no function because everything that they have learned, AI cannot do it. And then you see some human beings who look like superhumans. Why? Because they are in charge of the AI. They can tell AI what to do and it will be implemented in seconds. And you think these people are too smart. So the answer is both yes and no, depending on what you think the world is that AI is taking over. AI is taking over the computing world, but AI is not taking over our human world. AI has not learned soft skills yet. Of course, it can greet you cautiously, right? But there are so many things that you need human beings for that AI cannot handle.
Well, we have another question. Do you take trainings on AI for adults?
I take trainings on AI for anybody, for anybody. In fact, in my mentorship group, we recently subscribed to what we call an AI prompt library. So that even if you don't know how to prompt AI, you could go to that library, look at somebody's prompt, and then use it. I remember there was a challenge last week. I sent in a prompt that created my avatar with my name and me resting on it. And I told people to create their own
Sharing.
prompts. And throughout that day, it was people began to, in fact, I saw things that I didn't imagine. These were people who didn't know how to prompt AI. But because I had given them a prompt, they began to tweak, to change a lot of things. And AI brought out so, in fact, somebody went and animated his own. Now, my point is yes, I teach AI for adults. And I also teach adults how to learn AI by themselves. One advantage of learning from me is that I do not hold knowledge to ransom. I teach you how to learn so that you can free me. If I teach you chapter one, go and learn chapter two. So I teach you how to teach yourself. So the answer is yes, I do.
Well, thank you once again. Our moderator has been prompting us, saying time up. But this conversation can't just end with questions still hanging. Sim is saying, this is so deep. Thank you. Olutomi Oladimeji is saying, thank you so much. Tochi is saying, so insightful. Thank you once again, sir, for always doing this, not just for our students, but for also our for we parents. We are learning, learning, learning. If you're also in SOA 2023, he was here also and he talked about it. You can also check on our YouTube channel and also watch. So much to learn. Mr. Charles is loaded. And we thank God for giving us such people in the kingdom. Whenever you call on him, he will tell you, sometimes he'll say, I am busy, but I will make out time as long as it's for children of God. Once again, thank you so much, sir, for doing this for us. Just before you go, sir, how do we contact you? Address, social media handles, everywhere we can find you, please. And then the
All right.
programs you run.
I I shared my contacts on the screen before I left. Let me quickly share it. This is my name, Charles Engineer Charles Onoha. That's my mobile number.
We can't
That's the
see it.
only
You're not
one I have.
sharing. Okay.
I'm sharing right now. Can you see it?
Yes, yes, we can see, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, that's my email and my phone number. I will advise that you shouldn't call me. It's better to chat me. It's easy
Yeah.
to get me on chat. I have a number of chats. If I pick one call, I could be hanging 10 to 20 chats. So I prefer to have the chat. And from the chat, we could book a time when we could call. I also have a session for clarity calls. Though it's paid, it's premium, you call and we discuss what your issues are. You can find me on Facebook. I am always writing a lot of things that may not look like tech. So if you just go to look for Charles Onoha on Facebook, on LinkedIn, I'm not so active on LinkedIn. I'm not so active on YouTube, but I'm active on Facebook, on WhatsApp, on Telegram. So you could find me on WhatsApp with this number, on Telegram with this number. And if you send me an email, definitely I will reply to you. If you want to find me in Abuja, then chat me up and we'll find out how we can meet ourselves. Thank you so much.
Thank you once again, sir, for doing this for us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, yes, you can chat him up. You have that. Just send the chat to him, and yes, he will reply you. Once again, thank you everyone for being here. I know, I'm sure that you have learned a lot. Let's just not fill our books and then drop it. Please pick everything you have learned from here today and run with it. And run with it. Let our children leverage on tech so that they will shine brighter as children of God. The Bible says the path of the just is as a shining light that shines brighter. So we are at advantage. We have the Holy Spirit in us. So our children should be at a better advantage. They are at a better advantage. So let's help them by supporting them and giving them wings to fly, even in the tech space. Praise the Lord. Once again, thank you for being here. Our session tomorrow starts by 4 p.m. We are still talking digital. We are still talking tech tomorrow. But tomorrow we are talking about safety. He has told us so many things, but somebody else is coming to talk to us about digital safety for our children. That's a session you shouldn't miss. If you enjoyed this one, please come back tomorrow and come and listen to Coach TJ talk to us on about online safety for our children. And then our final session. If you have been here from the beginning, please don't miss the session with Reverend Cosme tomorrow. That will be the Episcopal blessing. If you have followed all the way from the beginning, please, the last day is everybody's day. Call everybody you know. If you need to do a semi session in your sitting room, gather, you know the way people gather for home sale, gather people to just come and sit and listen and be blessed. Eh? Let's do that together tomorrow. Once again, thank you for being here today. And if you are yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, what do you want me to say again? Please subscribe. Also share this information. Have you been blessed today? Share this video. Just share. It's free. Share. Tell your friends. Tell your colleagues. Tell your church members. Tell your unit members. Tell everybody you know. This one matters to me and you, so that tomorrow you will not say only me had and I enjoyed. I shared with you too, so that all of us, our children, can shine together. Please find that, not find time, do it now. Share on your status, Facebook, everywhere. Share everywhere you can. Share the link. Please just share. Let this information go round. All right. Thank you for being here. Have a wonderful night rest and a glorious time in God's presence tomorrow. See you 4 p.m. God bless you. Bye bye. Yeah, thank you so much, Olutomi. Thank you so much, Auntie Stella. Thank you so much, sir, for also being here. God bless you. Have a wonderful night rest.